Palace Hotel, Episode 2. Lin Haoen's sister proposes on behalf of her brother. Yan Baolian's acquaintance with her husband, Jiang Chengye, was purely accidental. That year, Jiang Chengye, who had returned from studying in England, was invited by a friend to a youth fellowship meeting. As soon as he entered, his friend said, "Please invite Yan Baolian to sing. How can I not think of her?" His friend knew that Jiang Chengye liked this song. It was created by a writer who had studied in England, and they shared similar feelings. Bao Lian initially wanted to refuse, as this song wasn't a hymn, but her friend said that she should first cater to his tastes by singing it for the newcomer Jiang Chengye to win his favor and encourage him to attend more fellowships. Yan Baolian had no choice but to agree, and sang while playing piano. In the sky, some fleecy clouds float. On the earth, the breeze below. Ah, 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 ah. Breezes are full of alpine hair. How can I not think of her? Just as she finished singing, "How can I not think of her?" Jiang Chengye stood up, walked to her side, and sang. Moonlight is in love with ocean. Ocean is in love with moonlight. Honey, sweet silver night. How can I not think of her? At that time, Bao Lian had just graduated from the church girls' school and had only recently joined the youth fellowship. After the meeting, Jiang Chengye began pursuing her. There were several other suitors at that time, but she chose Jiang Chengye. He was willing to read the Bible extensively before marriage, believe, be baptized, and become a Christian. A month after his baptism, she married him. At the time of their marriage, Bao Lian was 19 years old. Jiang Chengye obtained his father's permission, who owned a textile factory, and after their marriage, he sponsored Bao Lian's studies in English literature at St. John's University in Shanghai. Before graduating, Bao Lian became a radio host at the Shanghai Heavenly Voice radio station. A few days before delivering her first baby, she was still working in the broadcasting studio. After her child's first birthday, she returned to the radio station, working 2 days a week. Yan Baohui envied her sister, who could still work after marriage. On Sunday, Baohui met her sister Bao Lian. She told her sister that a bomber instructor named Xu Yongdao had proposed to her. Her brother-in-law, Jiang Chengye, interjected, "I have a high school classmate, also named Xu Yongdao. We were classmates and roommates. Who is this Xu Yongdao? Yan Baohui told her brother-in-law about Xu Yongdao. Her brother-in-law said, Xu Yongdao has been single for many years. It turns out he wants to be my brother-in-law. Bao Lian asked her husband, what kind of person is Xu Yongdao? Jiang Chengye said, his parents are Catholic, and his family is very kind. He is a devout Christian, originally a Catholic, but later converted to Protestant. I think he and Bao Lian are a good match. Why didn't I think of bringing them together before? Hearing her brother-in-law's words, Bao Hui felt assured. Returning home from church, she sat at her table, preparing to write a reply to Xu Yongdao. Just then, the maid, Aunt Chin, came in and said, Miss, I'm sorry. There is a letter for you from this town. It arrived yesterday, but I forgot to bring it up. Bao Hui looked at it and saw it was from her old classmate, Lin Mu'en. It turned out that the day after Bao Hui left Jianqiao, Lin Haoen couldn't resist calling her his sister. Lin Mu'en, saying he had seen Yan Baohui in Jianqiao, and stammered, expressing regret for not having his sister introduce him to her sooner. He also revealed to his sister that he had become a Christian while studying in the United States and had been baptized, implying that he and Miss Yan, the daughter of a pastor, shared the same faith. Before hanging up, he repeatedly told his sister not to let Miss Yan know about his call. Lin Mu'en knew her brother Lin Haoen was kind and reserved, lacked assertiveness, wasn't good at talking, didn't know how to pursue women, and was also unconventional and had high standards, preferring to remain single rather than marry casually. In recent years, his parents had often urged him to go on blind dates, but he had always declined, leaving his parents to let their son, who had grown up and gone far away, take his place. Over the years, he hadn't met a woman who suited him, and this time he called his sister to express his feelings for Yan Baohui. Lin Mu'en decided to help her brother. After hanging up, she wrote a letter to Yan Baohui, sending it before she and her husband left Shanghai for Hong Kong, where they would finish their things and then go to Australia. In the letter, she kept her promise to her brother, not mentioning his call, only saying that her brother was single and unmarried. At the end of the letter, Lin Mu'en asked Yan Baohui if she would be willing to be her sister-in-law. After reading the marriage proposal letter written by a sister on behalf of her brother, Yan Baohui picked up the handkerchief containing water chestnuts that Lin Haoen had used. Looking at the handkerchief, her thoughts returned to Jianqiao Station, recalling the scene when he handed her the water chestnuts. She compared Xu Yongdao and Lin Haoen in her mind, feeling that both were good. However, even if Lin Haoen had feelings for her, he hadn't confessed. Perhaps Li Mu'en just wanted to help her parents arrange her brother's marriage. Before leaving Shanghai, Xu Yongdao, on the other hand, wrote a heartfelt marriage proposal letter himself, considering her current situation. Temporarily staying with her brother and sister-in-law, though they were kind to her, was not a long-term solution, and she was living under their roof. Besides, her brother's family was about to move to Nanjing. Her former friends were all married, and she felt alone, longing for a home. When she met Xu Yongdao, who was proposing, accepting his proposal would be a wise action. How should she write a reply to make it appropriate? She sat at the table, pondering repeatedly. Her reply needed to both reserved and of high quality. In recent years, she studied in America. She had written little Chinese, especially after her parents died in the January 28 incident 4 years ago. Now, she found herself unable to put pen to paper. Just then, Aunt Chin called her downstairs for dinner. As she went downstairs, she heard her nephew Da Xi and niece Da Le playing around at the table. She went over, moved a chair between them, and let the two children sit on either side of her. She said, "Don't talk, pray, Da Xi. Please give a prayer of thanks." Da Xi said, "I don't know how to give a prayer of thanks." Bao Hui said, "Do you remember how I pray?" Da Xi said, "Yes, just pray the same way as I pray." After she finished speaking, she suddenly had an inspiration to write a letter, to copy the style of Xu Yongdao's marriage proposal letter. She quickly finished eating, asked Aunt Chin to stay with the two children, and went back to her room to write a reply. In just a few minutes, the letter was finished, only 4 lines long. Dear Mr. Xu Yongdao, life really finds a like-minded partner. How can I find a reason to refuse? I'm willing to accept the grace of life, and with faith, I keep my eternal promise to you. Your faithful, loving, Yan Baolian. September 6, 1936, Shanghai, French concession. She was very satisfied with her reply to Xu Yongdao. The name Yongdao was cleverly incorporated into the poem. How to write a reply to Li Mu'en was a problem. She didn't know how to write it appropriately. Suddenly, her eyelids felt heavy, and she couldn't open her eyes. Looking at the clock on the table, it was almost 10 p.m. She usually went to bed at 9:30, so she went to sleep first, planning to think about how to reply to Li Mu'en the next day. That night, she dreamed she was on a boat, going to Hong Kong to find Mo En, but she couldn't find her. On the riverbank, she encountered refugees who said that the Japanese army was attacking. She ran with them. Not far away, flames soared into the sky. Gunfire erupted. Smoke billowed. Dust flew, and the sounds of gunfire and artillery fire mingled with the cries of women and children. The Japanese army was chasing after her, and she ran until she was exhausted, but dared not stop to rest. At 4 a.m., she woke up from the nightmare, finding everything safe and sound at home, but still shaken and terrified. She quickly got up, washed, and knelt by the bed, praying that the dream wouldn't come true. After praying, she returned to the table, sat quietly, and pondered for a long time. After calming down, she wrote to Mo En. Dear Mo En, your letter has been received. Not long ago, I went to Hangzhou and attended Sunday service at the Jianqiao Church, where I happened to meet your brother, Mr. Lin. I had long heard of him, and it was only then that I had the pleasure of meeting him. Your brother was dignified and handsome. Knowing that he had converted to Christ, I was overjoyed. That day, your brother and a friend saw me off at the Jianqiao station. Before I boarded the train, your brother even gave me a packet of water chestnuts. My brother will soon be taking up a post in Nanjing, and my siblings are busy and have no time to take care of me. I have been away from Shanghai for 6 years, and everything has changed. I'm homeless and living under someone else's roof. I'm truly flattered and overwhelmed by your recommendation of me as a potential wife for your brother. However, considering that I am an orphan and not worthy of your family, I'm certain that your brother will find a good match elsewhere. Bao Hui, September 7th, 1936, Shanghai French Concession. Just as she was about to seal envelopes, Aunt Chin called her downstairs for breakfast. While agreeing to Aunt Chin's request, she wrote envelopes, put the letters to Xu Yongdao and Lin Mo En into separate envelopes, sealed them with glue, and affixed stamps. As she went downstairs, she took the 2 letters, intending to finish breakfast and then drop them into the mailbox. However, in her haste, she didn't realize she had put the 2 letters in the wrong envelopes. The letter for Xu Yongdao went into the envelope for Mo En, and the letter for Mo En went into the envelope of Yongdao. Writing the 2 letters felt like accomplishing something significant. She felt elated and ate more than usual for breakfast. Meanwhile, Xu Yongdao, after sending his marriage proposal letter, waited anxiously, wondering about Yan Baolian's reaction. One afternoon, after finishing a class with the advanced flight cadets, he was walking back to his dormitory when a communication soldier handed him a letter. He opened it and read it quickly and acclaimed exclaimed angrily. Lin Haoen, I misjudged you. Not only did you not withdraw from the competition, but you shamelessly had your sister propose to her on your behalf. He thought to himself, Lin Haoen, I wasn't wrong about you after all. You really have your eye on her. He read the letter again, concluding that Lin Haoen was too embarrassed to propose himself, and had his sister to do it for him. Upon seeing this, he roared inwardly, Lin Haoen, you're unethical. Let's duel. Just then, someone notified him to go to the conference room immediately. The new principal, Colonel Huang Guangrui, was summoning the bombing squadron instructors for a meeting. That's all for today. Thank you for listening and watching.